New subscriber detected.
The world is ours tonight.
This town with the speakers loud and the radio, playing old Sublime that we stole online, every verse we know. And we hadn't had a clue if we'd make it by noon or even where we'd go. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere. The tank said E and we all agree that we're just too broke to fill it back up, so we left your truck on the road with Rome. Then we found a motel with a cigarette smell, so we knew we're close. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. Is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road. But don't get left behind on the road. Don't get left behind on the road. Don't get left behind on the road. We play Tupac, Sherlock, and we turn our music up when he raps about hope. We hold our thumbs high and hope someone is kind enough to give us all a ride. And we wouldn't have a clue if we'd make it back to or even where we'd go. But we don't need a map, everywhere is home. A Ford stopped on the street, said where you trying to be. We said we don't really care, we'll know it when we're there. We took on down the road, he flipped on his radio. Santeria started slow, so we knew that we were close. Home is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road. 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 Home is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. But don't get left behind on the road.
Alright everyone, welcome back. I'm Winter, and it is April 23rd of 2024. Thank you guys for being here so early on. Hopefully you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. Today, we're playing StarCraft with commentary. Thank you, Gaming, for gifting to Soup Pirate. Thank you for the generosity since we're last here. Werner Volition, Pear Care, Cozy T. Royce. I'm glad you still enjoy. Today, did I say Terran or Protoss? I don't know, maybe we'll flip a coin. Something like that. But we'll continue. In bullying platinumly, I mean educational commentaries. Well, we moved up at least from gold. Hard not to, but we'll see. Hopefully not all mirror matchups, but I can't. I'll consult the random gods. Hmm. All right. Did I say 10 of each? Maybe we'll do 5. And we'll see where we are. If we get enough likes and subscribes, I'll offer you half. I've altered the deal. And so, here's what we'll do. We'll let the random gods decide. I will pick random, and whichever race I get will be the first 5. Let us have the gods bestow their wisdoms. Many good wisdoms. Also wisdoms. So whichever race it is, that's the first 5 games. It's a Terran, so that means we're getting Terran because we only play mirror matchups. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So we gotta get back in the mindset. Protoss versus Terran. I was about to start spamming. So, oh yeah, what are the limits? There we are. So 100 for Terran and Protoss and Platinum, 125 for Zerg. I think they're set by what I think is enough to do everything. Maybe not particularly quickly, but at least get it done. Before you have to move on to something else. No gas. That's a late barracks. He doesn't have a command center down here. There's more barracks. Why? Because his barracks should not have taken longer than my,
Enemy assaulting probes.
His barracks should not take longer than my gateway to finish. So the fact that he doesn't have anything is a bit suspicious in and of itself. So either he's got a command center somewhere out there, or he's got some barracks. So we're taking a look around here. Or he's very slow, but that is... It doesn't hurt to be careful. It hurts to not be careful, though. No, we're using the link He does have 2 barracks there. Let me in! Okay, he's not gonna let me in. Warp gate. Still very suspicious. I'm not gonna let that stop me from expanding entirely. If he wants to chase me around the world, he can do so. I'm just gonna scout every base. Via the mini-map there. I actually built this pylon in a bit of a less than ideal location because you want to be able to build it, the shield battery there ideally, but not that important.
Must be placed.
I'm gonna get a sentry, chrono, I had full chrono there. I'm still quite suspicious here. Another pylon at the edge. With a shield battery and the Nexus finishing, most of the main... So he didn't have gas, so you can't hide that. You can hide a barracks, you can hide a command center, but you can't hide whether or not you took gas in the main base. So.
3 months since I was a productive human being.
I'm glad to hear that. There it is.
New technology researched.
We're gonna warp in an adept and 2-star. I could probably just go with stalkers, but I like a little variety.
Glory to the day.
I'm not gonna get too bogged down with this, but I'm also gonna get a warp prism. We're gonna send this over here.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Love the RT's content, especially when you talk your way through low APM.
Go ahead, you enjoy. So, we found it. We want to make sure we kill the SCVs. Those are probably more valuable at this stage. Let's see if we can get the command center here. Making sure I'm still building probes. Just go sit in the corner. Nope. So we see in the main, he doesn't really have much. I'm still gonna get an expansion. Make sure I have the 3rd, so that way no matter what I'm ahead. Gonna get a Twilight Council, because we're headed towards Charge, and then, like, Charge Lot Archon, very likely. So if I put this right on the edge here, so a little bit of finesse. What I'm gonna do, besides just warp in, is right-click. I put it in the wrong spot. See, like I said, a little bit of finesse. And then when you're on the high ground, you can just warp in there. Obviously, a bit of a convoluted process. If I need to, I can always recall. We're just gonna ignore the ramp there. I was thinking about force fielding, but siege tanks don't care much, so. Making more probes. But yeah, he didn't have any gas, and his barracks was late, so something was going on. I didn't really expect it to be a, try not to take 2 hits. Impossible challenge. Going back inside the main. Alright, that's enough. Ah!
New subscriber detected.
Thank you, Fallen Leaf and Talbot, as well as Queen Lilith. Good, y'all still enjoy? Right on the dot. But, yeah, if he has gas, then maybe it's something else. But the minerals have to go somewhere. I gave him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't just sit there with 400 extra minerals. But that means it's Protoss time. I think it's better to focus on one for several games. It's also better for me so I can kind of remember what I'm talking about, as opposed to switching gears every game. Which is why I don't necessarily recommend random for most players, is you have to switch gears almost every single game. Anything you learned in the last game, or kind of focused on, may be thrown directly out the window in the next one. So I think it's better when you're learning to pick one and stick with it for a little while, like at least 5-10 games, not like forever. Ah yes, back to the mirror matchups. PvP! Maybe it's because I picked random that I got a non-mirror, because you can't... you can have mirrors as random, but... I am being mostly sarcastic, but it certainly feels like only mirror matchups. I've played over 50% PvP, TVT, and ZVZ over the last few days during this series, which seems like a statistical improbability for everything but TVT, which is most of the meta leagues. So, one gate, getting the gas, chronoed after the gate builds, and then just getting probes into the gases.
Insufficient.
Gonna just keep rattling. Feels super fancy when you do this. So, I'm only scouting after the second gate here, because I probably should scout off the first. I'm also like thinking about what I should do in this scenario, like to teach. But probably should just scout off first gate in pretty much every matchup. Maybe you can scout earlier if you want to block the Zerg hatchery, but I don't think that's very important at this level. But technically in PvP, until the gateways are finishing, there's nothing to really scout. Even if he's cannon rushing, like that's not gonna... You're not gonna get that information before the cannon rush starts. So... Just gonna take a look around. I'm gonna do 2 Stalker, expand. Let's see if he's already expanded. He did. This is not an illegal build. We went over some illegal builds. I'm just gonna get the Stalkers, put some fear in his heart. Gonna put the pylon next to the minerals. That's usually a decent enough spot. But I'm just expanding myself. We're gonna put the probe on patrol. The reason you'll sometimes at least see players put probes on patrol is so they don't show up on the idle worker key. So you're not like, oh, idle worker. At least that's not 100% of it. Another is so they're moving and have acceleration on that, but it's not a tiny amount either. So I'm gonna have it over here. This is partially for scouting, partially for like counterattack weapons. And then we're just gonna put the probe in the center. We saw he already expanded, so I don't need a shield battery in my main too quickly. In fact, I shouldn't need it at all because yeah, we're gonna get a shield battery there. Because it's very unlikely he's going Stargate, not impossible. I'm gonna hallucinate an Oracle. I like doing an Oracle because sometimes they panic. It's almost the same speed as a Phoenix. That one's not real. But one Phoenix, real or otherwise, does not carry the same potential fear that an Oracle does. And he doesn't know for sure it's not real. He might have his suspicions.
Harmonized. I see. Guaranteed washable.
Yeah, a bit of a late reaction if it was real, but... So. But that doesn't mean I should have gone Oracle. I'm just going Twilight, Robo. We're gonna get up to... We're gonna aim for 40 probes. I've got those 40 probes queued up here. And then we're gonna get gates 3 and 4. Which will be enough production. So this should be enough production to at least hold an attack. A big part of PvP is making sure you have the gates before you need them, because otherwise, if you need to warp in something, you might have the money but not the means, which is a very common issue as you get past like the early game stuff. Gonna just put more pylons along the edges, get an observer. We're getting blink, because if you don't get blink, well, we're getting blink because it's kind of a default build, but I'm not just gonna stay with blink stalkers. He's got a third nexus.
More minerals required.
Alright, sending the observer across here. Getting some more kind of like spylons / counterattack pylons. Getting gases 3 and 4. Getting charge. Sync my chrono into these upgrades. Now we're gonna get to 50 workers is the next milestone. There we are. And then we're gonna go up to 8 gates, including a Templar Archives. We're gonna need some immortals here. Let's take a look. He doesn't have upgrades at the moment. That observer is pretty on the nose there, but let's get those gases. Warp in. Soon to be charged lots. Chrono. Immortal. Shield battery.
Not enough minerals.
So we keep looking at it. He may have an observer. Well, it'll be pretty obvious when he gets an observer out, because my observer will no longer be out. Rest in pieces. We're already kind of predicting that. Get an Archon. Now we're aiming for about 65 probes.
Exhausted.
Archon.
Research completed.
More immortals. I'm just gonna put this with me. Put this guy over there. Does he have +1? He doesn't.
Mineral field depleted.
Big warping. As I have 300 gas, I'm getting another Archon here. Alright. One more round of probes. Put me at 70. We're gonna get Robo 2. I could have gotten that earlier if he was getting... like it. Honestly, 2 or 3 is usually fine. +2. And now, as I get these bases established, I'm gonna build 1 cannon in each mineral line. This is mostly for DTs, but I wanted to wait until I had the economy, because I'm sitting at home anyways, so... Does he have upgrades? Still no upgrades? He's got a 4th base on the way. We're gonna match that. I like going this direction with it. I think it's kind of dealer's choice, but... So, he's got a bunch of stalkers. I've got Immortal Archon charge lot. The big weakness of this is if he has so many stalkers that I can't get any surface area. Shouldn't be a huge issue. Get some of those counterattack pylons. We're gonna get a 2nd forge here. And we'll think about a Robo Bay. We shouldn't need it.
I return to serve.
Now I'm gonna get one warp prism. A couple more archons.
Data lock. Protoss forces now.
He got the
in
observer.
combat.
Gonna get a cannon down there. Honestly, a couple cannons. A couple more
New
gates
subscriber.
to kind of wall them off. Because I'm gonna need them anyways. And get those forges hotkeyed in with my next eye. I'm actually gonna go for the shield upgrade for my archons. Armor is probably better in this case. I have so many immortals and archons. Either way though, not a huge difference. So before we move out, which I am moving out, I'm taking some of the probes from each base. I'm just gonna slap them over there
Under assault.
because we're mining out.
Resubscription confirmed.
Use that rapid fire.
Relay, thanks.
So I'm gonna make an extra observer. I'm sending the warp prism out. Because this army, you want to have like, honestly, 5 to 10 of each. Right, like 7, 7, 7. 7 immortals, 7 archons, at least 7 charge lots. If you have, you can keep filling in charge lots, but they're melee units. So at the end of the day, so there's an army there, which means now this is going to sound crazy. The army is not on the other side, so we're going to run away. On that side, we're going to still be warping in immortals back at home. In fact, I'm going to queue up a couple extra.
We are the blades of
We're just going to right-click on this Nexus. If he wants to come up the ramp, we can do that. His Archons can break it, technically, but... I can do another warp in there. We can also get some extra cannons at home.
mineral inadequate supply. While
Send these guys in.
army upgraded.
Get +3, +1 armor. And as he moves away there, we move in here. Force field. Most effective against Protoss. We'll pull back there. Let the Zealots do their damage.
Mineral field depleted. We embrace the glory of battle. Mineral cluster.
If he wants to fight, that's fine by me. Thank you, incredible damage, Brian G. Gozy. Glad you enjoy. But as he swings back and forth, we're able to, like, a lot of players, up to and including Hero, will just move that entire army either way. So that's what the charge lots are for. But that was pretty clear cut. Immortal Archon Chargelet. I think the key points, I don't think Blink is required, but I think it's pretty important to kind of learn how to go Blink and how not to get stuck on it. Because he kind of got stuck on Blink Stalkers. It's easy to just keep warping in Stalkers. They're expensive, so they kind of keep you from building other units as well. So if you're not using them, they're not... Since they're so expensive, like the upfront cost, if you go for Blank and you just keep warping in Stalkers and you're sitting at your base, they're not gaining a lot of value. They're not like your best late game fighting composition. They're more of a skirmishing, like constantly trying to get advantages. And the reason I go Blink on defense is in case he gets aggressive. But as soon as he's clearly sitting at home to defend, I worked into Immortals, Archons, Charge Slots, because I'm not going to mess with all that fanciness of Blink Minecraft. Alright. Alright, hit the gate, and if you do it right, you should be able to wall off with 2 gates and a cyber core, and you don't need to do that wall off until he actually is a threat. So we're gonna hang out there for just a moment. Alright, if he comes back around and takes a look at it, then fine. Does he have a spawning pool? No. He does have gas, though. But the lack of a spawning pool is all I need to know. Gonna go down a little late on the expo. Usually 20 supply is the count. There's his spawning pool, and he has the gas. So that means I don't need to bother. I mean, it's not imperative that I wall off this second. Let's make sure he has a third, by the way. Okay. Sir. Well, now I'm getting a bit concerned. Okay. Now I'm less concerned. I'm going to put my second pylon on the high ground as a part of a wall. I'm going to patrol that probe for exactly what's about to happen there. So in case he gets in one way or another, we're just preparing for hopefully something that never happens, but if the Zerglings get by, or he has a Nidus or something. So speaking of Zerglings, Zerglings come out on a normal build at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I think he's a little late, so it's going to be like 2:40. Yeah, those should be Zerglings there. He's actually quite late on it. I'm actually... You know what? We're just going to continue to block it. We'll let it go. So, he only had one set of larvae being used, which is one set of Zerglings. So, sending the Adept out. Hello?
Assault.
Bring that probe home. Send the Adept across. He still only has a drone. We're gonna keep this one on hold position here. And you know what? Let's do a shield battery. I'm getting a little suspicious. I think it's always good to build just one. Like, it cuts a little bit into things, but so many Zergs will just try. Well, oh, hello? We're getting oracles here. So I'm gonna right click and then just shift right click. This Adept will die, but if he has no Zerglings, well. I'm not gonna complain here. That's not happening. 2 queens. Get the gases at the natural. Let's see if he took the other third. Getting a Spylon. Well, I'm gonna get a Pylon down to my third. And then this is more of a Spylon. Don't try the no Zergling challenge. It's not good for your health. Now this is just a bit mean.
The enemy has discovered us.
Under assault.
Extrapolating streams.
Well, it's going to be difficult to lose from here.
Our fates are one.
He's got roaches on the way. We're gonna make a Void Ray. I used hold position on the Oracle. So Oracles and Adepts are two units that can really benefit from hold position because they have relatively low range. So if you hold position, instead of chasing down like a queen, in both cases really, they will just target whatever's in range. Of course you don't want to hold position under a spore crawler, something like that, but in general. We saw the roaches over there. Just getting more gates. Get the Twilight. Those are all gates, right? Yeah.
Our fates are an omen.
Void Ray.
Our window is short.
Does he have this base on the way? Yes.
Harmonized. It is just we need.
Just keeping tabs. So much chrono.
Mineral field exhausted.
Once I have the forge, I can actually maybe build some camp. There's a lair. I'm gonna put... Oh, you can't even put a stasis in the trees. Who knew? We're getting charge. +1. In fact, I think I can afford 2 forges. I think I'm okay. Templar. Let's spread the cannons out. Gonna slap a few gates in there. Because right now we're at well over the 50 probe mark, which is when we want to go up to 8 gates.
How can I aid? You seek guidance?
So, scout. Probes. Production. Upgrades. Scout.
I see.
Probes. Production. More probes while we're waiting. Upgrades.
Resubscription confirmed.
Scout.
Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Loving that drone.
Probes while scouting. Yeah, I'm multitasking, such as it is. Where did those roaches go? Hold position.
Harmonized.
Go hide in a corner. Production. Production is also economy. But probes and pylons mostly.
Upgrade completed.
Could go storm here, but kind of unnecessary. Archon charge slot should do it.
Must construct additional pylons.
Upgrades. Chrono. I'll get blink in case it comes to that. Ah! No facing the enemy. Run away. Advance in the other direction. Get a cannon, shield battery, and are we at 70 probes? Yes, let's go up to 12 gates. Gonna slap a few down in front there. Immortal, Observer. Now we're just gonna get some Spylons out there. And counterattack pylons. I don't care. Let the OV watch. It likes to watch. Or maybe that's all it can do. Get some Archons. That's a... We're gonna send one Zealot. Shift. Come on back. We can see here. Whole lot of Zerglings, which makes those Archons even more valuable. Probes. Upgrades. Production.
Adequate supply.
Scout. Alright, so he's gonna have some banelings. So, I'm just gonna split off those zealots.
New
Get the gases here. We're gonna get some more immortals. Immortal Archon Charge Ladder is still the order of the day, but we're just admitting it might go further, so fleet beacon. Chrono Booster.
must construct additional.
Gonna go ahead and get Cybercore upgrades as well though.
We embrace the glory of battle.
We are one. Cold is the void.
Our window is short.
Let's see if we can get anything with this.
Extrapolating strings. The stars align.
So, they should join up with the main army. There we are.
Mineral cluster expended.
That's a lot of banelings.
The
I'm gonna
enemy
do
has
an
discovered
Archon
us.
charge lot attack, which is significantly stronger than just charge lots, because if banelings exist. Cannon, battery, cannon, pylon, woman, camera, TV, right? Like, there we are. Just slapping them all down. I don't want to have too many charge lots in the army, because banelings. The idea is we're kind of coring it out for the banelings.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
We're maxed out. Get these gases. Charge lots, and then the main army up the middle here. Gonna have these guys hold position.
We are one with
And then attack over here. So what's gonna happen, he's gonna come back. So we're gonna just warp in. And already just send him over here. So this is the main army. Which, well, he had the infestors. Unfortunately, infestors don't have water balloons, so they end up in the front of the fight.
Cannot work there. In
More Archons. Should be able to get the hive. We got the other hatch as well. Another base. And without infestors, well, even with them, we can micro. Just keep producing immortals. I have 89 probes, which should be good enough.
Mineral cluster.
More charge lots.
Mineral field exhausted. We need focus.
He does have, what are the roach upgrades? 2-1. I don't have too many upgrades left over here.
My meditation is over.
More charge lots. Why is Winter playing against children? Why do you assume they're children and not 39-year-olds? Raynor started playing when he was 8. You think he was incapable of microing his infestors? Because he still is. 39-year-olds are children? Yeah, I guess in Twitch chat usually. A little higher. I was aiming for 75. But this is elderly abuse. See, you only had 82. Wait, that was me. How do you deal with the charge lots without being dragged down and beaten down? That's the trick. As Zerg, the answer is queens. Well, the answer really is not getting your second base denied and losing 10 drones to oracles. Because there are no right answers. At that point. If you fall that far behind, you can't expect to be able to comfortably defend multiple angles against stronger units. The answer is to commit to one side and try to catch them before they're able to do that. Spine crawlers behind mineral lines are fine, but compound the problem of not having enough workers because they take workers in order to build. It is very hard for Zerg at that stage. The best option is turtling, unlike lurkers. And because a lot of players will see lurkers, or even better, not see lurkers. And have quite a breakdown. Because detection as Protoss is quite difficult. Alright. We have a less than reputable random player, but that's all of them. I'm just going to assume it's Zerg. You can still make use of a wall off on the low ground. This is most vulnerable against Terran, but... So, when you say that at 30 seconds, it's completely useless against Protoss, because they have to... Literally, if it's not before the first pylon, then... Because that first pylon has to be placed in a certain spot. Otherwise, Trouble Town. At least he wasn't lying, though.
Probes under attack.
We're just looking for the spawning pool timing.
Enemy assaulting probes.
There it is. And now we're looking to see if he has gas. Nexus on 20. Cybercore on 20. That's the right spot, yeah? Yeah. Three in gas. No gas. He's taking one now.
Need more Vespene gas.
All right, I'll take him home with me. You always say to spend your money ASAP. You know what? I'm a bit hypocritical in that. I am keeping my APM low. I'll admit, I could warp in twice as many units and win faster, which is kind of the point. But I'm putting a focus on making the right actions as opposed to just building more. Usually the focus on spending money is to distract people from their incorrect micro or unit compositions. Not necessarily for the sake of just spending money.
Yes.
But it's better to sit there and just build units than it is to be microing an oracle poorly and banking up minerals while not building probes. The reason I have so much money is because I build so many probes religiously. Alright, so I can build zealots religiously. In fact, I have a serious issue with too many probes sometimes. This isn't getting out, so we'll just shift right click. So yeah, the point is, if I was spending all my money, it would just be even easier. Which seems like the easiest conclusion to draw as well. I'm gonna go Void Ray first here. As he already has spores, there's no real chance of getting damage done.
Research completed.
And the Void Ray puts fear in his heart. We're gonna get these 2 gases. And then go over and take my 3rd.
Required. Cannot warp there.
Get the pylon so I can fade the adepts back there. We're getting Twilight and Forge. And 1 Oracle as defense behind. Alright, so you see on the minimap, I'm just gonna shift Q the Void Ray in like a zigzag across the entire map. Not a particularly nuanced strategy, but get 1 sentry.
Dimensional strings attuned.
We're gonna get charge and the +1 attack upgrade. Make sure these are on the Nexus hotkey here. And then 2 more gates. What are we at? Oh, we're at 50. I need more than 2. So we're gonna wall that off with the gateways.
An LD watch. Let us begin. I see.
Scouting, building probes, scouting, building probes.
The enemy has discovered us.
In fact, he already has all these. Gonna warp in some zealots. Get a Twilight.
Resubscription confirmed.
Chrono.
Thanks.
We're gonna get Robos. Get a cannon.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Chrono boost probes.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
Thank you, Rico. Gift him 5 subs to the people. Let's just get a tag on those roaches. Keep track of them over there.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
And we're going to. So when you do this, when you select all these units, like, oh my god, I got all these probes. Control Shift deselects that group of units. It's saying Control select all of a certain type, and then Shift is deselect that type in that case. It's a bit unwieldy, but it's better than
Upgrade
your probes
completed.
being selected with your army. It's a reflex to get into. Get the Triforce there.
Mineral field
Blink.
exhausted.
1. Gonna get 1 cannon in each base. In fact, I should have more pylons here.
Must be placed in power field.
In case of Muta.
Return to serve.
Immortals.
Must construct
Additional pylon. The greatest enemy. We're about to have more. 78 probes. We're done on that. Otherwise, we're gonna have so much money, people are gonna end up commenting on it.
mineral field depleted.
He's got Hydras, which inspires Storm.
Mineral cluster expended.
Because Hydras are just so much DPS, but they're also very squishy. You could go Colossi, but they have their own vulnerabilities, and Immortals are already amazing, so
An Aerodine Washagal.
We're going to go up to 12 gates here. We're going to get at least 4 Templar per storm. I'm going to hockey them separately. There we are. I usually put them on 3. Chrono. We're gonna transfer. We're gonna collect some probes.
Face the enemy.
Ah!
Phase crystal research completed.
Get another base. More immortals.
New technology
Alright.
research.
Get a couple more Templar. Gonna warp in the charge lots. Slap a couple gates in front there. Gonna start working on the pylons. Get a couple sentries. Oh, I have one in there, but that's for Guardian Shield. So what I like to do is have most of my Templar with my army and then a couple back home that I forgot about intentionally. So that way if things go horribly wrong, I at least have 1 or 2 more storms to fall back on. Gonna get 1 Warp Prism. Scattered defense here. This is to help deal with banelings or lurkers. You have everything stacked up, it does not go well.
Let us begin.
Mineral field depleted.
Speaking of lurkers, more immortals. And we're gonna get a fleet beacon in case we need carriers. So we see as lurkers, gonna be very important now to keep that oracle alive. I put it on the 6th key usually. So as soon as he moves in towards my base, we're gonna move in with the zealots here.
Cluster expended.
I'm actually gonna build a 2nd oracle because that's much more reliable detection than the observers, which can be killed. Key weakness. Let's get a couple more stargates as well. We're gonna get +1 air attack.
Watching Winter play StarCraft is my late night guilty pleasure. Hashtag Protoss
Extrapolating
for right.
strings. Our window is short.
There's the army. Gonna bring the zealots in here. We're just gonna do the give and take. That's way too many charge lots for this area, so we'll just split a few off. He has a lurker, but... Ooh. Revelation. But, storms.
It's about time.
We can make more immortals.
Take and take.
We're gonna warp in some Templar. Charge lots. Charge lots. He's gonna target that base. Need to make sure we have enough observers. Get some more. Ah! Do I have any oracles? Oh yeah, I built another one. So, I'm gonna start carrier production here. Chrono.
I return to serve.
Gonna set up a few cannons here.
Upgrade mineral.
The immortals just blast those. Round of charge lots. Same deal here.
Yes, sir. I will comply.
The thread we placed lie there.
Not warp there. Army upgraded.
We're gonna get shield upgrades. Funnel out some more carriers. Remember those Templar I forgot about? We're gonna overcharge there. Are Colossi not good enough? Colossi don't do much against lurkers. They require a Robo Bay. They look scary, but they almost never target what you want them to. They're vulnerable to Vipers and Corruptors. And they always skip leg day. Whereas Templar can be merged into Archons. And then you can focus Robo Time on Immortals, which are much better against... Like, you need something to cut the chaff, alright? But the Immortals, pound for pound, are much better. It was a bit dicey there. 86. I think I'm doing a good job of staying, like, keeping on the points. Are you gonna play Terran? I'm doing 5 games of each race. And I let the random gods, I played random for a game, and that's how we chose Protoss first. Because it picked Protoss. After, how many games was that? Is that 2 or 3? After 5 games, I'm going to pick random. And then, if I get Terran or Zerg, we'll pick that. If it's Protoss, then we'll flip a coin, I guess. I don't know. I didn't have a plan for that scenario. That was 4. I don't think that's true. Well, technically the first game was Protoss, but I wasn't counting that, but maybe I should. So technically it was 4 Protoss games. I was only counting the... Can we pick with a poll? Can you? Yeah, the strongest Protoss units are the ones that either don't have legs or don't skip leg day. Like Charizlots, literally upgrades for their legs. Okay. Immortals, sturdy center of gravity. Stalkers, weak spindly legs. Not good. We don't make Immortals. Templar and Archons, legs aren't even relevant. So, Stargate units, I mean... Sentries, no legs. Hearthstone just makes Stalkers look good. Ah, yes, when you're individually microing at 3 times the APM limit. Leg day jokes are kind of lame for gamers. See what you did there. Alright. I scouted a little late. So, the Reaper comes out at 2:05 or so. A Marine will come out earlier. Well, he doesn't have a second guess. I saw the... I may lose the probe, which would be very sad.
Probes under attack.
Let's see, can he micro? Not in time. So Marine first is important to note here. I am gonna get just an Adept for scouting. And, we're gonna do Twilight. As much as I talk about Blinkstalkers, Blinkstalkers are the opener. And then you quickly transition. Like, the key is not getting good with Blinkstalkers. The key is understanding why it's always Blinkstalkers. That's because it's the only way of reliably contesting Cyclones, Medevacs, Liberators, like Mind Drop, Hellions. You can go Stargate, but the entirety of the Stargate can potentially be countered by a single Widowmine, which is a big risk for potentially medium reward. That is why the Blink is still the default most of the time.
Give us your command.
Marines. And we're building probes as I get in. That's a barracks.
Where shall we march? Faith before fear. To glory. Iron shall we serve.
Alright. We're gonna get a robo. Looks like he's doing a siege tank marine push. Like a very Beyond-esque here. I'm gonna warp in a sentry first. Put a shield battery. I gotta be careful not to wall off my own units. Always a risk. So he's not gonna have a starport. Is the key part. The question is how quickly he actually moves out. We're gonna chrono. I'm gonna send these stalkers. Another part of Blink is being somewhat proactive. I'm not necessarily gonna try to blink into his main and kill all his production, but at the same time, the point of it is to be at least somewhere out, putting yourself out there. So that way, they can't just walk across the map for free. Gonna get a second. It's gonna be used later. Chrono, Boosta. Observers.
New technology.
We have 44 probes, so I'm at least gonna send a probe over. Probably just gonna go Robo Bay. We're gonna get one immortal. We saw any amount of tanks, so.
Quantity insufficient.
And start charge. Second observer can be out in front. Does he have a starport? I need to make sure I keep warping in as soon as possible. We're gonna get a Robo Bay and a Forge.
Enough heroes.
He's building upgrades. Was that an armory? Building more probes. Sentry. Get a shield battery in position at the third. This man doesn't have a starport, but he does have a third on the way. Alright, we're gonna take all the stalkers and start poking. +1 attack. I want to delay the third while I build some more gates at home. I do have Blink here. Just get away. You may just chase across the map. Alright, sir. Addiction is dangerous.
Research completed.
We're gonna blink on top. I didn't expect him to get so feisty, but so I won the fight. I can maybe translate that into a win outright. Oh, did he just cancel the base, or did he finish it and move? I'm not. We're gonna poke up, but the way to solidify this is start Colossi, extended thermal lance, move the observer away there. Take a look. He has, okay, I can win that. Guardian shield. Link to the side. Target the tank. Force fields. Run away. Gonna get more Colossi. Let's working on this. Warping in. Just stalkers. Gonna be a no. How many? I have 75 probes. So, Chrono boost upgrade. Get another upgrade. Get some more Colossi. How many gates? 6. Let's make that 12. Templar Archives.
Now in combat.
Get a couple sentries for Guardian Shield. One cannon in each mineral line, in case a drop slips in. Make sure 3 out of 3 in gas. Pylons, 4th.
Technology researched.
Chrono boost. Extended thermal lance is already done.
Pylons required.
Spylon. Upgrades. He has 1-1. We're working on catching up there. 2 Archon. Charge a lot. Cannons and batteries.
Mineral fields.
So he has some liberators there. Get those upgrades.
Mineral cluster expended.
Gonna get a warp prism and an observer.
Upgrade completed.
He has 2-2 down. Five Colossi is pushing it. You shouldn't need any more than that.
Mineral field exhausted.
Gonna control shift my stalkers away. I fucked it up though.
Upgraded.
I don't think Guardian Shield is a big difference here.
Task forces now in combat.
We're gonna get a Stargate just in case he gets way more annoying with this. We're gonna go with the go fucking kill him strategy. While he's doing this.
Confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Because you can see on the mini-map he's messing around with it. I think it's on patrol, but... So while he's messing with his Liberator... Okay, gotta keep the Colossi focused here. They have a tendency to get distracted by... like a mote of dust. Or every single building. Well, so he was messing around with the Liberator, and the Colossi walked in. Couldn't, like, I probably could have ended it with, like, a Warp Prism and any sort of follow-up to the first attack, but there's also the risk of running into a bunch of Marines with medevacs, which are the best units in the game. So are we counting that as 5? Technically, yes. Alright, we'll let the random gods decide if it's going to be Terran or Zerg. Yeah, usually for 5 Colossi is the limit. At that point, either, like, you can counter everything on the ground, and it becomes a liability again, because you have so much supply in Colossi, which can be countered by Vikings. Marauders are quite good against them. Like, at that stage, you've countered the Marines. Like, alright, a bit of bonus Protoss. And then we'll do a poll, I think. Whatever will make Twitch chat most upset. He was Zerg, right? No, fuck. Ah! Well, alright, so when you forget what race your opponent is and you've already laid your pylon down, how do you adapt? Well, you can kind of do the same thing on the low ground. It's just, you gotta be a lot more aware of potential all-ins, because you don't have a ramp to your natural anymore. Guys, if I'm beating up Platinum Leaguers, I'm GM. If I'm playing GMs, I'm barely Diamond. Duh. Like, how do you not know this by now? Or if we're criticizing my commentary. There's that. Do the math.
Enemy assaulting probes. Probes under attack.
So he's building a zealot. He does have 2 gates. We're just gonna head on out here. I think that, what do you think about the pylon chances? I'm giving it like a 60% chance of a pylon hanging out in the corner of my main base right now. Not that he can do anything, it's not like he has a forge. Something like that, but. But that probe is out of vision for a conspicuous amount of time. We're just gonna get a robo.
Assaulting probes.
I'm gonna put the probe at the wall. You gotta remember to do this. If it ends up being PvP and you thought he was Zerg, because you backed the ability to remember 6 seconds ago. So there's a probe in the corner of my base.
Inadequate supply. Pylons inefficient.
Can you even build a pylon? No self-respect. He is expanding. He's already expanding. Whoa. Okay. Getting out macroed. Alright, we'll get a sentry. I'm actually just gonna get the shield battery back here. I'm not gonna put it at the front because this way it helps cover the mineral line.
I am here.
Twilight. So, we're in the kind of awkward middle ground here where I have to figure out what he's doing. But you don't have to worry too much about it because he's expanded quicker. So we can't have that much tech that quickly. I need to cancel a few probes, actually, in order to get an Immortal out. And then get supply blocked. That's not part of the build. That's just a feature.
Resubscription.
He's got a Twilight or a Gate.
74 months sim becoming OD.
Chrono boost my probes. He definitely has a probe lead here. Oh my god, he only has 3 units. I don't have too many more than that, I guess. We're gonna get charge this time. I'm not going blink because he also went robo first, so. Go back to work. One Immortal. We're gonna get another one. Immortals are amazing against these Mass Stalker army.
Mineral quantity insufficient.
I want him to come up the ramp. So I can do this. Which never go up a ramp. I mean, you gotta double check. A lot of players at the higher level use like an Adept Shade. Honestly, just gotta go around. It's far too much of a risk. Charge is on the way. We're at 45 probes. I'm gonna queue up half a dozen more, and then we're gonna up that gate count. The only reason I didn't up it earlier is because he was clearly also pretty heavy on eco. We're going to 6, and then just gonna make sure this base is established. Get another round of units. I think I'm gonna have charge done for one charge lot. He's also got a third on the way, so I keep incrementing out Immortals. 3 out of 3. Chrono boost plus 2 attack. Gonna get Spylons throughout my main as well. I'm gonna get a cannon and a battery just at the third here. He does not have +1. I do. So that means I'll have a +2 upgrade advantage. So we're going to work off of that. Did I not get the Templar? We're gonna look for 5 Immortals, 5 Archons, and 5 times 3 charge lots. And then a Warp Prism. And whatever else survived there, like at least 1 sentry. And maybe, you know, a hot stone massage. Something like that.
Field exhausted.
Going 10 gates.
More minerals required. Mineral quantity additional.
Do I have my 5 Immortals? There's 4. One more.
Enough minerals. My charge.
No upgrade. We're gonna get 1 cannon and battery in case of Prism. And I'm queuing up my War Prism already. We're also gonna get a 4th base started because I'm feeling pretty... Okay, he has a War Prism. Still no upgrades. Most important part. We must construct additional pylons. Some Spylons as well. +3. Full chrono here. That should be 5 Archons, 5 Immortals.
Placed in power field.
Working on the 15 charge lot. It's about 15. And then we're going to use the Warp Prism to keep him busy. Gonna collect probes to transfer here.
Forces now in combat.
He found the obs. One, two, three, 4. Can load him in. And now get a Stargate and a Dark Shrine as potential tech switches if needed. This is interesting. So, Warp Prism comes in, drops off the charge lots. We're not just D-click on that. Then we're gonna go to the main and do a big warp in. There we are. And then we're gonna hit the 3rd. He has most of his army there though. So we're just gonna back off. I'll back off all the way. Make sure we have some cannons back at home because eventually this comes down to a base trade. Well, looks like he came all the way back here, so. I thought he might just go forward, but. Bring it around. Oh, here's the space. Gonna keep building Immortals back at home. Head back towards the main. We can warp in DTs now.
Under assault.
I can target the Robo with some of them. Just get up for the Nexus. Bring the Warp Prism back around.
Cluster expanded. Battle is upon us. I will comply.
Looks like we got the Nexus. So, at some point, when I've done that much damage, my best bet, the only risk is I lose the army. And he somehow wins the game. It's unlikely, but, like, he might have a bigger army because I've committed so much to warping in. So I just backed off. We actually beat him, APM-wise at least. As you could tell, he was... That's why you need 200 APM to play Protoss at a high... But, well, it's StarCraft is pretty simple, especially the mirror matchups. Like, I just built more units and put them in the right spot more efficiently, as opposed to, like, having a direction makes it a lot easier. This is why in those city builder games, it's always easier the second time, as you know what you're going for. I think a lot of players don't give themselves the time because they expect to have learned something once and somehow be able to apply it magically. It takes a bit more than that. And it's not going to be consistent, but at least there's some direction. What was I doing? Oh, SC2 replay stats is being... I wanted to see if there was a hero unit worth mentioning there. But it's been quiet tonight. Wake up! Let's see. I don't think that's it. Max Packs versus well, I don't think that was Max Packs, but it works. I'm just not sure what it's pulling from there. We'll see. Oh, I picked random again. Okay, maybe we'll get Terran. I forgot what we were doing. Maybe we'll get not Protoss. But it is a Protoss, so obviously we need to play a mirror matchup. I shouldn't show my obvious disdain for mirror matchups, but honestly, at the lower levels, they're less... I find them to be a lot better. Because at the higher levels, a one-unit advantage, even potentially in ZVZ, can just translate to victory. Whereas at the lower levels, it doesn't. Because if it did, that player would be a higher level player. So, there is that. Terran time!
Go ahead.
That Terran has been chosen. So, Terran versus Protoss.
Supply depots insufficient. Overlords.
We're gonna scout with the first SCV built after the barracks.
SCV ready.
His probe may be coming across at this time. Also, I'm realizing now I was random and I didn't tell him my race, which is a bit of a dick move, but I don't think below Masters players will believe you most of the time anyways, or realize how to react to that information, so that is my experience so far. In facing against random players below the higher tiers. But cheesy fucking randoms.
SCV ready.
He has 2 gate, so I'm actually gonna go reactor first
What's going on?
because he's building a zealot here. I'm going to get my depot.
In the rear with the gear.
I'm not gonna block the base because he is building that zealot. We're going to expand on the high ground
Minerals. Sure thing.
because
Command center.
I mentioned the zealot, I think. I shouldn't need a bunker, but I'm gonna come back in with the SCV right around like about 30 seconds. So the first Cybercore unit should come out at around 2:30. Maybe a little bit earlier, depending on Chrono Boost. So the idea is I'm going to try to slip in with the SCV after he builds those units. So,
Mineral quantity insufficient.
so right around now. Now, of course, if he delayed him for some reason, I might just run into him, but...
Required.
So he hasn't expanded yet. Very important to note.
Big job.
There is a robo.
Go ahead. SCV ready.
Yep, this is a bunker situation.
Ah, you scared me.
He's not even mounting with 3 in gas here, but even if he's expanding, it's still a bunker situation.
Under siege. SCVs under attack.
We're getting a cyclone.
SCV ready. Yeah, this better be good.
We've got the Marines. I can fight those zealots. A
Insufficient.
little bit of stutter.
Sure thing.
Gonna get an orbital on that second one.
Okay. SCV ready. Yes, sir. You gonna give me orders?
And by fight those zealots, I mean I have ranged weapons and they do not. So, I will come in again. Why not? That should be a warp prism, but get a tech lab there. He's chrono boosting warp gate. Let's fall back. I'm just gonna patrol right there. And you know what? Let's move these over.
Big job, huh?
Add-on operational.
I need a Raven.
Go ahead.
There's a pretty decent chance of DTs, I think, here. Gonna get barracks 2 and 3. An engineering bay alongside this depot to kind of semi-wall.
Channel's clear, boss.
Gonna get another depot here.
SCV ready.
And now we can start on the siege tanks, but I wanted to make sure I had the Raven out.
Supply depots required.
Move on over. I'm probably not salvaging this bunker for a while. I should have built a barracks next to this. Oh, that's rude. All right, sir. And we're walking. I'm just gonna get a third command center. Well, that was not an ideal choice from him.
Build more supply depots.
Yeah, that was a...
Obstructed.
yeah. Anyways, reactor. I'm pretty confident salvaging the bunker now. I'm sending the Raven out. Maybe try to put an auto turret or 2 down.
Mineral
Let's
field
bring the
exhausted.
command center to the low ground.
Add-on operational.
And we're gonna transfer. Just get a
I'm going.
expeditionary turret there.
Coming through. SCV ready.
Third base almost done. Combat shield. We're gonna queue up units.
Add-on.
So he warped that in, I think, before. We're gonna just shift click on the probes there. I think he had an observer. I'm not 100%. Anyways,
We hear you.
let's get this orbital. Rally everything down. Gotta get back on track here. Gonna build some marauders. Another tank.
SCV ready.
Just gonna scout with the marines.
SCV ready.
Putting the marines on the watchtowers out there too. Let's get barracks 4 and 5.
Mineral
Another engineering bay.
command center.
SCV ready.
Hello? What are you guys up to? Also gonna get just a couple turrets for zoning out in case of prism.
SCV ready.
Army upgraded.
Been waiting on
Okay. He doesn't have a third nexus.
Research. New technology researched.
So let's see. Robo Bay? Stargate Phoenix. Okay. Interesting.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Get an armory. Turret over there. Some more depots.
Mineral cluster expanded.
We can repair the Raven there.
You gonna give me orders? Game way. Coming through.
Put everybody together. Keep one tank at home. Gonna move over to the third. Some scouting depots.
State your request. Armed and ready.
Another tank. We're just AD. Slap in some more Marines and Marauders.
Base under siege.
Bring a couple over here.
Been waiting. Try to jump in.
That's enough. But we're just attacking across here.
This resolute comply.
I believe he took this base. Yep. Which, stim, A-click. There's nothing that stops me from doing that right now. Siege it up. Making some more Marines and SCVs and upgrades behind. Make sure we're still producing. Slap down some auto turrets here. And he will hold this. But at what cost? That's how we have another army. Another stack of SCVs.
Mineral field depleted.
Bring in the next round. He doesn't have a unit composition that I need to respect. There are a few Protoss unit compositions like that, but if he had maybe a bit more of like Colossi or something, I'd go with another starport, maybe two. Sometimes I just build two more because I know I'm not going to be super consistent about producing. So
Mineral cluster expended.
the APM counter's behind Winter's head. Adjutant, what's the APM? She's not talking to me.
Go, go, go!
We count it manually, yes. Well, as I say, he's also abiding by the challenge. But, like, 2-gate, well, that was kind of random kicking in there as well. A bit rough for Protoss to face random because of that first pylon situation. But that does bring us to the Terran games. The random gods have decided. Terran it is. Eventually, once we got past the Protoss. We'll see if it's TVT night yet again. Maybe we'll find a wild Zerg or two. It is the range for it. This is one of the only ranges where Zerg is more common than Terran. That high platinum, low diamond. Advanced platinum range. Alright. So random, which means now I'm gonna have to 1 Rax expand. Whereas before, I was planning on 1 Rax expanding.
SCV ready. Big job, huh?
Mineral quantity insufficient.
SCV ready.
Past that.
Additional supply depots.
Let's see, we played on the account for more than a week.
Yep.
Which means here we are. Well, usually it doesn't take that long.
In the rear.
But another random player. See you on Twitch. Also on YouTube. Get with the times. Wait, he doesn't. I don't need to say that.
What's bad news?
He can hear me. Can't play against you.
SCV ready.
All right. Low APM.
Go
Low words per minute as well.
Additional
SCV ready.
Ah, I see. What he meant was I'm doing a proxy Rex.
cannot build there.
Or he saw the name, opened up the stream, and then just left. Okay. Wow, 0 APM from the start of the game. That's quite a commitment. Been a tough set, eh? Not a stream sniper, give the guy credit. I like, well, I don't like stream snipers, but if they are stream snipers of legitimately this level, there's a difference between stream sniping and stream cheating. Neither is great, but stream cheaters who are actually this level are just going to hurt themselves more. Because what am I going to do? I literally have multiple, as advertised as possible guides telling you what I'm going to do, so you should be able to predict. The entire point of this is to explain explicitly what I'm going to do. So, there's not too much point in, well, it's not like, here guys, here's the sickest spot to put your barracks. That way they can't see it.
In the rear with the gear.
But that is also an example of why, like, the criticism of the, like, Bronze to GM series.
You scared me.
And, like, why don't you just find players of X or Y or Z level? Like Bronze, Silver, Gold, whatever. It's because nobody plays the same when they know they're either in a custom game with someone who should crush them if they wanted to, in front of hundreds or thousands of
Additional
people,
supply depots
or
required.
just generally is trying to do something weird. I know this just from personal experience. I've played in not important or high-level tournaments, but suddenly I go up against,
SCV ready.
I guess an example is Nina. Played in a tournament, like, I was pretty good. Grandmaster. Okay. Zerg versus Protoss. Definitely not favored, but... And then I'm like, what if I do a 2-base Hydra in?
Job, huh?
Never did a 2-base Hydra in.
SCV
No reason to do a 2-base Hydra in. But suddenly... I guess we're doing a fucking 2. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the time it's... Why? Why are you doing that?
SCV ready.
And it just... It's not the same experience as rando number 17 on the ladder, right? It's a completely different thing. I've tried. We've tried. Many of you have been around long enough to remember when viewer games were more common.
Bad news.
But there is no accurate simulation of getting beat up on the ladder besides being on the ladder. And 95 to 100% of most people's experience that they're trying to learn from is the ladder. So.
Agreed. SCV ready. I'm going.
The ladder is scary. No, I'm talking about the difference of, well, no noobs were harmed in their MMR in the making of this Bronze to GM guide. Not about... What I'm saying is, it's more educational to all the rest of the noobs for me to play ladder games than it is to try to, like, recreate the environment of playing ladder games.
In the rear with the gear. Got something.
But we will be slaughtering some MMR, one way or another.
Add-on complete.
I'm going. SCV ready.
Where were we?
Armed and ready.
Oh no.
By the number. Phew, this better be yeah, from above. Certainly.
Let me into the bunker.
SCV ready.
Command center upgrade complete.
You gonna ignore them? Who wants some? Sure thing.
Okay, now I have 600 minerals because ranting. Not again. Focus. So, things have gone weird. I forgot what I was doing. We're getting the 111. We're gonna get a tank. I'm gonna scout with the Reaper into his base. I have not enough SCVs, but I have 600 minerals. So it's either 3rd CC or Barracks 2 and 3. And I think it's important to get Barracks 2 and 3 up first. I'm gonna wall off here. Not a great wall, just a tribute. I'm just gonna send it. He has a warp prism based on the fact that that's what a warp prism looks like.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Robo Bay.
Gas from above.
Okay. Looks like a disruptor drop then.
Boy. All right.
Okay. We're gonna get a 3rd base now. And somehow the Reaper gets out because of course it does.
SCV ready.
So the counter to this is actually Vikings. In this case, we're gonna do a lot of flipping around here.
SCV ready.
Gonna get 1 turret on the edge. I'm gonna get 2 Vikings. Usually you wouldn't flip to a reactor like this
Insufficient. Not
so
enough
early, but
minerals.
SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
SCV ready.
gonna get +1. So it could be a disruptor or a Colossus. Doesn't matter too much which. We're just zoning here.
Ready to
Because Vikings counter both.
Ready and ready. Let's get into the fight.
We're gonna get stim.
Insufficient.
We're gonna not have gas. Will he recall it?
Got it.
Barely.
In the rear with the gear. SCV ready.
Gonna get barracks 4 and 5. Get a couple more Vikings. I don't have enough Marines to care about medevacs yet, so might as well get the Vikings first. He may have a third, but I do have a third, remember, so.
Command center upgrade.
The important part now is we be efficient about producing. Like, we don't queue up extra units. Don't get supply blocked. Gonna put an extra focus on Marauders. Gonna get a second engineering bay and an armory. Siege tank. These are gonna be 2 tech labs. Well, yeah. Marauders are good. One more turret. Maybe 2. We're gonna scan. He doesn't have any upgrades, but he's out there like he has the other third.
Add on.
So
Mineral field.
gonna get concussive and combat shield. It's a bit late, but
Complete.
we're gonna go get some chew toys for the Colossi. That's why we put those depots out there, because you know Colossi get distracted by a whisper on the breeze. Wait, he does have this Nexus.
All right.
Ready for dust off.
Gonna get ship weapons,
By the numbers, want some.
transfer SCV,
Research complete.
+2. Another chew toy here.
Mineral field depleted.
We're gonna get sensor tower. And second starport now. I have 70 SCVs, so we're gonna build one more stack. There we are. Make sure we have production as this fight
Not enough.
looks to be incoming.
Mineral field depleted.
Very important. The Vikings are at least somewhat managed separately here.
Upgrade complete.
Go, go, go.
Gonna get another reactor.
SCVs are under attack.
He has Storm. We have some SCVs stuck back there. We may have to lift the base. Mineral walk the SCVs. Pretty rough.
Complete.
But if we keep the orbital alive, it's salvageable.
Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Though Storm makes it very difficult. Gonna get some Liberators here. We still have 55 SCVs, which is not great. Not too terrible. I think he has 1 Storm.
Give me orders.
Reporting for action.
We're going to send the Liberator. I think he already actually has some basic defense here. We got a Liberator. There's a Disruptor under there, but it's almost impossible to see. We got the Templar. Another Disruptor. That's the first Disruptor, actually. It is pretty rough here, though. It's unlikely to be a positive outcome at this stage. Let's try to work with this here, but he likely has another base as well.
Been waiting on you. Gangway. Coming through.
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals.
I wanted to send anything out, but we didn't find the space for it.
By the numbers.
Mineral field
Yep.
depleted.
SCV ready.
Don't have any ghosts, which is a deciding problem here.
Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted.
Reporting for action. Moving into position.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Incoming orders.
Mineral field depleted.
We're gonna pull back with the Marines here. Try to target.
By the numbers.
But just too much. He had the right army with more than enough units, which sometimes is going to be too much. Double your APM. Great math. Must be a Protoss. There, just if you get behind and they do control multiple forms of splash damage, you can't really expect to deal with it without multiple forms of defense, which in this case is ghosts and liberators. But he was already in a good enough spot. And that's why. What you could have done differently, I'll be honest, distracted by my own ranting. My barracks 2 and 3 and 3rd command center were all late. So. And against a player who clearly is not missing steps there, it's going to be troublesome.
Big job, huh?
Supply depots insufficient.
We're gonna avoid too much ranting this game. We'll see.
Rear with the gear.
Get the gas.
SCV ready. What's going on?
Your
this
dedication
game
will
must.
be rewarded.
SCV ready.
And we're sending the SCV scout out.
Huh? Go ahead.
This is to see if I can expand on the low ground.
SCV ready.
And also if I need to get a bunker early, but that's probably unlikely.
Bad news. Move it.
Alright. We are gonna get the Reaper.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Gas pool. Come on home.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Ah, you scared me.
Command center upgraded.
In the
Now-
rear with the gear.
As I finish the orbital, second depot, we're going to build a marine there as well. My scouting SCV will come back and build my factory. Doesn't have to be the scouting SCV. It's not that important. This SCV get rallied back. We're gonna queue up one there. Usually build a marine after, because the factory takes longer than a reactor to build. So there's some time before you get 50 more. In this way, you can deny Overlord scouting. Gonna do stutter step, check for third, and then just chill. No third. We can check the other third as well. We're gonna do a 3 command center build here. Oh. Alright. Another command center as I have 400 minerals. Gonna hotkey this SCV as my builder SCV. The one on the factory. Orbital. Gonna have the Marine just patrol the edge of the main. So I'm not sure if that's where the overlords are, but... Well, this is unfortunate. We just built a bunch of links. Classic tactic. I'm actually just gonna send the Reaper in to scout.
Command center upgraded.
We're going to drop one mule in the main and then lift. He has a lair on the way and a third. And speed is done, but he built 8 links, so I'm gonna wait till I'm going to wait until I have 4 Hellions in order to deal with this.
What's going on?
We're gonna get a Banshee, but I'm not waiting till the Banshee. Because it takes 3 in order to kill Zerglings, 3 Hellion hits. We're going to send 1 SCV to repair. So we had a lair on the way, but also a third, so... Let's get Barracks 2 and Barracks 3, which will be switching to these add-ons.
Mineral quantity insufficient.
Dropping the mules, building more SCV. I'm not worrying about Cloak on the Banshee. It's a defensive Banshee. In fact, it's probably 2 defensive Banshees.
Engine screaming.
SCV ready. Go, go, go. Jordan, talk to me.
Get those supply depots. Send that out.
In the rear with the gear. SCV ready.
Engineering bay and the wall.
SCV ready.
Gonna get the second NG bay back there. Gonna scan for a spire. There it is. There it is.
SCV ready.
Actually, so this means it's time to run out with the Hellions, now or never. Let's see if we can drag them out of position here.
This better be good.
In fact, we're just gonna get Widow Mines.
SCV ready.
Put the Banshee in there.
Bad news.
We're gonna put more barracks.
SCV ready.
Using hold position to make sure the Banshee stays where I want it to be. Gonna get 1-1.
This better be good.
Couple turrets. Combat shield. 5 turrets feels like it's definitely pushing it because I haven't seen a single muta. He doesn't have to build mutas, but
Not enough minerals.
I feel like I got enough damage done there.
Roger that. Fine.
Still building SCVs. Getting all that production up. Do I have combat shield on the way? Yes. Gonna get medevacs. Have the armory.
In the rear. Huh? You want a piece of me, boy?
Must build.
This better be good.
Not enough additional.
Should have built more
supply
depots.
depots required.
Roger. Yeah, yeah. Go, go, go.
Get some reactors. I'll slap down another couple racks here as well. Just make sure I have enough production. 8 is around the limit. Before it's kind of pushing it.
Mineral field exhausted. New technology Research.
Making more Marines while we chase. Remember, there could be some units underneath. Gonna transfer. Gonna get plating upgrade.
Mineral cluster expended. Upgrade completed.
Roger that.
And we've got all those Marines. +2. You can get a second factory for mines and or Thors as well. Oh, I messed up my hotkeys. Not ideal here.
You gonna give me orders? What's going on?
He's fighting me. Which means we're bringing down everybody. Gonna keep repairing here. I messed up my hotkeys. I had my medevacs instead of my production.
Insufficient.
Which, bit of a panic.
Not enough minerals. Mineral quantity insufficient.
I overwrote my production with medevacs, is what happened. So I wasn't producing units and the medevacs were all over the place. Oh, there's a change. Oh, that's a pretty smart move.
Army upgraded.
Technically, changelings can trigger widow mines. If they're not changeling. If they're still in changeling form. That was a bit optimistic. But non-speed banes.
Armed and ready.
Upgrade completed.
We can start +3. I'm gonna get +2 plating.
Upgraded.
What? You gonna give
Supply depots insufficient. Overlords superior. Must build more supply
More
depots.
depot.
Mineral cluster cannot build there.
And Ghost Academy.
been waiting on you.
Alright. Now that we have all that,
Research. Additional
we're gonna add 2 tech labs up there. Some more medevacs queued up.
Overlords
Gonna
superior.
queue up a Thor as well. And we're gonna go for this base.
Add-on constructed.
Let's see. Are those roaches? It looks like it. Looks like he did like the big switch into roaches. So we're gonna... Well, either way. This is a bad idea. Run away! Little split. Some of you may die.
Armed and ready.
Mineral field depleted.
We're gonna get the Thor back there. Can we repair? Yes. So those are unupgraded roaches, which means as long as I have more than like a handful of bio units, we should be okay. As long as I'm not just rallying past the Thors. So many Thors! I mean, not Thors. I keep saying Thors. I meant roaches. Every time I meant roaches, I think. Thor's just taking up so much of my attention. It's a big dude.
Completed.
Get heavy.
Ready for dust off.
This better be good.
More.
Boom! SCV ready.
I have 82 SCVs, so we're just gonna. I just rallied these out of the minimap. Shift, burrow. They can go where they want. Get a tank. We're gonna get high sec auto tracking, building armor. Does he have a hive? No. Which means we don't actually need ghosts.
Mineral quantity insufficient.
Yes, sir.
Mineral field exhausted.
Also means my upgrades will be better. Because he can't get. Why is that Widowmine trigger? What happened there? Alright, I'm gonna send a group off to the left here.
Hostile forces.
I found his army. Bring some of these guys in. Micro. AD.
Mineral.
Marines and Marauders. That's a lot of Marauders I have, but my medevacs are out of energy, so I think oh, it doesn't have upgrades. I think I win the fight, but it's a bit costly. Run away!
Army upgraded.
I'll fly.
Ready for dust off.
We hear you.
We can move the Widow Mines to potentially deny bases. Always annoying. Time to get a fusion core for a Caduceus reactor.
Upgrade complete.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Your dedication will be rewarded.
No hive.
Ah! You scared me.
I have too many SCVs.
Hostile forces engaged. Mineral field exhausted.
Let's have a blast.
What are you doing out here, medevac?
Numbers, boys.
We're sending out some Marines to scout out. Alright, oh, there he is. Put those SCVs on auto repair. Micro. Oh, I lost a couple medevac. Run away!
Bad news? Yeah.
More command center.
Been waiting on you. Get me back into the fight.
No.
Gangway.
I won't get you back into the fight. We have +3. There's no reason not to carry it through here. If the supply's on the board. Get more Marines and Marauders. More medevacs. Get Caduceus reactor. Vainlings. But
Been waiting on you.
little split. New army. Join up with some medevacs.
This better be good.
Couple more medevacs. They're not all gonna make it.
Piece of me, boy.
Widow mine blocking base. Those Marauders are not taking damage. Those are 0/0 Zerglings against 3/3 Marauders. They're like ultras to the Zerglings. That was close though with the mutas. I don't think we kept that 100 on this one. Yeah. Overdid it. it did take, because I wasn't careful about expanding. Is why I had to do the extra micro there. And that ended up costing me, well, in APM at least, because have to at least micro away from the banelings. Like, you can't run into the banelings. Could you explain the low APM? So, a lot of players have high APM, like my Zerg opponent, and a lot of people think that that means you're good at the game, or you're a smurf or something, because you can... But just because you can do something quickly doesn't mean you can do it well. Ask your mother. And in this case, like, my Zerg opponent had 300 APM, which is more than I have as Zerg usually. It's usually 250 or 300. But was it useful? Not particularly. I had 104, which was less, but still achieved victory because it's about working smarter and not harder. So many people see the like it's held up as this stat that is an indicator of progress as opposed to a symptom of it. And that's the point of all this, is like I can beat a Platinum Zerg. I'm quite confident. Even on my worst day, I'm pretty, like, it just no holds barred. I can beat a Platinum Zerg. But can I beat a Platinum Zerg with 1/3 of the actions? Because not everyone has 200 APM. Not everyone is capable of it. I think most people are capable of 100. It's a lot easier than you think if you know what you're hitting and why. And that's the goal here, is doing everything that needs to be done and nothing that doesn't.
FTV ready. Go ahead. SCV ready.
All right, Protoss.
Ah, you scared me.
Ah, you scared me.
More supply depots.
We'll see. I keep wanting to veto this map because of the gold base. Okay, focus. Come on. It's only been 2 hours. Why are we losing focus already?
What's going on? Gotcha.
Probe on the way across. So the gold base is always a sticking point. I think I'm probably gonna go for it early, as Terran has the easiest time of holding on to it. But it does add an extra dimension to it, because the gold base doesn't get you more. It's more efficient. You get more minerals for less workers. Let's see here. He doesn't have a second gas. Is he Reaper walling? Well, even more reason not to bother with a Reaper.
I'm going. Bad news.
Looks like he wants to take the gold. He already has a cyber core on the way, which is important to note.
Command center upgraded.
Yes, sir. Big job,
So,
huh?
getting a reactor. He could easily be going for a stalker here. He sent the probe home. All right.
SCV ready.
Gonna get a factory. A cyclone can defend my gold. A siege tank can also do it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have the SCV just in this corner in order to
What's going on?
poke back in
Go ahead.
later on. It's on patrol, so it doesn't show up on the idle worker key, because that's annoying
Add-on operational.
and potentially distracting.
Armed and ready.
Gonna keep the Marine back until I have 3 of them, because otherwise I can't fight gateway units. Alright, now we're coming in. Gonna transfer
Coming.
several SCVs over. Start a Cyclone and a Starport. Get an orbital here.
Big job.
That's a Stargate, you can tell by the way it is. Isn't that neat?
SCV ready.
I'm gonna get one Marine out here to give like a advanced warning system.
Enough energy.
I'm gonna get one Widowmine behind as well.
Go, go, go!
But now, build SCVs.
Upgraded.
Still some Marine. Cyclone will be down here. Stargate wasn't done, so... Bit of a mess there.
Been waiting on
Come on in. Oh, water's fine.
want some.
So, if I was an Oracle, where would I live? I don't think he's gonna go Oracle, but I'm not 100%. We're gonna get Barracks 2 and 3. Gonna put a Widow Mine jammed right in there. So, if he was to build an Oracle... Alright, we're just gonna get a Tech Lab, but we're probably gonna flip it over to the Barracks. Get those extra depots.
Supply depots insufficient. Additional.
Get a Siege Tank, and a Raven, and a supply drop, because I did not plan ahead very well. Half my economy is building things right now. Third command center. We're gonna go see if he took that third Nexus. Move these guys over. +1. Second energy bay here. As these finish up, we're gonna flip over. In order to get 1-1. So, I didn't need to go necessarily for the Raven or the Siege. Well, the Siege Tank is something you probably want. Alright, he has a third on the way.
Enemy attacking S.
Alright. Because of things like this here. I don't know if he has Blink. The Widowmine blunted that a bit. He has a bit of everything. So, we're gonna make sure we have Barracks 4 and 5 as well. Get a turret. Getting that orbital. We're gonna get 2 medevacs.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
And when you go for the gold, there's only access to 1 gas geyser, so you're just gonna be lighter on gas in general. +1 armor.
Command center.
Got some more depots on the way. Gonna drop another round. That's a bit annoying.
Been waiting on you.
Ready for dust off.
Gonna use those 2 medevacs to threaten a similar area. Let's check for... You know what? Just bring the Raven. I was doing a fancy check for observers, but why not just, you know, bring the Raven? Which, that's kind of its job. Armoring. More SCVs. Gonna hotkey in the armory there. More medevacs. Get these... Well, I already got the gases on the way. More Marines for now. Raven is hotkeyed separately because I'm very fancy and also don't want to just lose it, which is a bit embarrassing, but also kind of hard to avoid. Concussive shells. We're gonna get 1 bunker.
Ready for dust off.
Been waiting on
Stim up there, see how many probes we can get before he reacts. It's a lot of them. So the beauty of this map is when he does that, I can just do this. So, we're gonna get an auto turret down there as well. He is targeting my medevac. But I think this is a good trade. And remember, I killed all those probes. So,
Need more
just if you stand very still,
gas.
just run away, Raven.
SCV ready.
I got a lot of money in the bank. I'm holding down the Marine key. How many SCVs? I'll hold down the SCV key. Enough for a third orbital.
There.
Ready for dust off.
Alright, we got another round ready.
Bad news. SCV ready.
We're gonna make sure we have some in here. Get another couple medevacs queued up. And, well, momentarily, do we have 3 out of 3 in gas? We do. Some more depot. Thank you. I need to make sure I have a critical mass of Marine Marauder. Well, ideally some Marauders. The Raven somehow lived. No, everybody just kind of ignored it.
We hear you. SCV ready.
I'll build something on a low ground. Now I'll get a second starport and a Ghost Academy, as well as +1 ship weapons. I'm just gonna stim. Oh no, that's a lot of Archons. We're gonna have to stutter step a lot. Start building some Liberators here. We got the Ghost Academy. Get those gases. So, it's a bit of an odd place here. Gonna split off these medevacs. Because he has so many charge slots. I don't know what upgrades he had. 1-1. So that means I should have about even, maybe slightly better upgrades. Gonna need to make sure we have turrets. So remember, this needs to be re-walled off. Even pro players are kind of not remembering that. Because once you mine through, it's no longer a wall.
Liberation is at hand. Got freedom.
Alright. Get these guys set up.
Army
Plus
upgraded.
3.
What's going on?
Upgrade. Gonna get another reactor there. This is my main army.
Mineral cluster expended.
We're gonna have this. I'm maxed out on depots, so that's a lot of Archons. We need ghosts. Yeah, ghosts and Liberators.
Go ahead. Been waiting on you.
Gonna have this ready.
Completed.
Yeah, even more ghosts.
SCV ready.
I'm making more tech lab barracks.
Add-on operational.
So Archons are countered by SimCity and ghosts.
Constructed.
Alright, he's halfway across the map. I mean, most directly by ghosts, but bring a few SCVs out here. So, with the Archons, Marine Marauder doesn't really cut it anymore. You need Liberators, you need the Ghosts. It's really not an option. You can make it work, but like even Beyond fails most of the time. It's getting there. It's so close, yet as we get into the more advanced unit compositions, what happened to 60? That was for bronze, silver, and gold. Going into Diamond, 100 is more realistic. Bronze, Silver, and Gold are all effectively the same league. Just... That's a bit mean, but it feels like... As someone who bullies players of that league, it is like a legitimate player anywhere between like 1,800 and 2,800. It's all just who's most confident in their battlecruiser build. I don't know. Like, maybe the bronze player kind of forgets that they wanted to go battlecruiser, where the gold player is like, I'm only going battlecruiser. But like...
SCV ready.
But at the end of the day, I think platinum and then into diamond is when there starts to be some disparity. Maybe high gold as well. I think anyone can get definitely to platinum, but probably to diamond with any real amount of applied effort. And by anyone, I mean 95% of people. The other 5% won't understand what I'm saying in the first place, so... Now, is it going to be instant just because you know how to do it? No. Is it like you might hit a bad streak, have a bad time, have a bad start to enough games in a row, you get demotivated, but...
SCV ready.
Was it Terran? Protoss. And it is complicated. Like, I could show you a Beyond build, which is build a bunch of Marines and Marauders, hit the stim. I do think a 3-rags build will work 55% of the time at this level. 55% is enough to rank up consistently. But you don't really learn anything. Then again, that doesn't mean it's not going to be like...
Go ahead.
Okay, he's got 2 gates, which means we're expanding on the high ground.
Big job, huh? In the rear with the gear.
In fact, I'm gonna wall with a bunker. So whenever I wall with a bunker, I forget to build a second depot. So I'm not even gonna, I'm just building the second depot before I build any. This is for me. I have this, whenever anything doesn't have a depot on either side of the wall, I always forget. Build a reactor as part of the wall, no depot. Build a bunker, no depot. So I am going out of my way to make sure I build that second depot. Because I'm like, just Pavlovian, all right, it's walled off, that means I have 2 depots. So, that's after all those games.
Insufficient.
Been waiting. SCV ready.
We'll just keep it on repair. There's a pretty big risk of shenanigans here. He should have his first... Ah! Yeah, well... Ah! No expo. So he's thinking about it. Alright, good to know. So my command center is going to be an entire command center. All bases take the same amount of time. 71 seconds. Which was 100 seconds in StarCraft time, which is why it's such a weird number now. But... So that means I am an entire base ahead. At the same time, that doesn't mean I can just sit in my base. You don't get the benefit, really. If he only has 2 stalkers, I can fight it and win. We just got a micro. Don't let him know you're there. Bit slow reaction time. Like, if he had reacted instantly, I would have gone back. But if he sits there, then the Marines can easily kill him. I'm not salvaging the bunker yet. And I'm not moving out with anything but a Marine. I'm banking right now on him being too scared to send anything else out so I can scout. That's not going to be a wall. You need 3.
Yeah.
Fuck.
SCV ready.
That should do it. I don't love it. Raven, siege tank. So essentially we're ending up in the same place as before. Just a bit of a different start. Do I want to scan is the question here. First, I'm going to make sure I build barracks 2 and 3, which are going to go on those tech labs. Yes. He has at least 3 gates. I'm just going to leave the bunker. Alright. It's in a pretty good spot to help defend Blink. So. We're going to have the Raven. Going to put the siege tank right here. Where hopefully it doesn't get picked off easily, but it defends. And I'm going to make a second one. Some sandbag depots here. These depots are for Blink Stalkers to get distracted. He might have a third. I'm gonna go send out a Marine. Move this over. Building SCVs and then barracks 4 and barracks 5.
Constructed.
Stim.
Add on.
Combat shield. Drop in moulays. There's some stalkers. Keep building. Tanks here. Get a medevac. Couple marauder. I'm looking for an opportunity. Okay, he has a third. Looking for an opportunity to get my third command center. He's just got stalkers out there. Gonna get another tech. We're gonna go with 3 tech labs here. Plenty of marauder.
Ready for dust off.
So as I get stim and combat shield and +1 done, the triple threat, it's gonna be time to move out. Especially if I'm supply block. Gonna get a couple turrets to zone my main, but I'm not gonna let that. Yeah, we're salvaging bunkers. Get +1 armor. More depots.
Must build more supply depots.
Yeah, I'm going.
Depots insufficient.
There's an observer right there. Jimmy, get off the phone! What? Hello, internet? I get what? Well, are you on dial-up? You can tell by this HD stream that I am. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'll read you, sir. Is this the server DDoS bullshit? Server maintenance? What, at midnight? 9 p.m. Pacific? On NA? The intern. This is when he gets his monthly break. 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. Well, there's actually a maintenance scheduled for right now. It's usually like 4 a.m. Not right now. Yeah. I don't even know if they've done. I can't remember the last time maintenance was done on StarCraft 2. Right? They say maintenance mode, but that implies It's 7 a.m. in Europe, which has its own server and region. Battle.net is down. Well, we got fallbacks. Let's see if I can switch to EU. Well, there's your low APM challenge. Is no APM challenge. So we're gonna try a moment, but otherwise I can go play some Mana Lords. Make the real city that I'm building. I've played it, I beat it, and now I've been building an actual, like, with attention to making it look like a real. Alright, let me see if I can load it again. I'm just relogging. Error occurred starting StarCraft 2, but that sometimes happens. It's unrelated. Like, sometimes there's like a C2 process still running when you end the game, and you have to end it in the task manager. Fun fact, game does not make it easy to load. It's connecting. It's letting me in. So I think that's an odd one. Odd. Well, we'll see. Not sure. Drop hack? Would be an odd time for it. Forces me back into TVT. It's been too long. Went 4 or 5 whole games without a mirror matchup.
Ready. Roger. We hear you.
Mineral quantity insufficient.
SCV ready.
All right. I'm still confused,
Must
but
build more supply depots.
You're the boss.
here we are. Get the 2 gas. I'm gonna scout with that first SCV.
SCV ready.
As this one finishes, I'm going to build another gas. I usually just like to rally. Makes me feel fancy. Like I know what I'm doing.
SCV ready. Bad news. SCV ready. What's going? Go ahead.
Gonna go ahead, get that second gas. So if you don't go 2 casts in TVT, you're vulnerable. You sometimes have to play overly defensive. Is the issue, and that can end up costing you more than the investment in 2 gas. So can you wall this with a single depot? I don't think so, but gonna get the factory. I assume he's building a factory up there. I gotta be a little careful. There it is.
Command center upgraded.
Let's go home. Gonna pull off of gas now. Well, pull down to 3 at least. The intent being expanding now. Just wanted to make sure I got my factory up. I'm gonna bring the SCV around again to confirm he's expanding, or whether or not he's expanding on the gold base. We're gonna get back in the gas. Never mind, I guess. SCV came all the way home, which wasn't exactly what I was going. I think I shift queued up the minerals there. No touching. Depot ate a shot.
Certainly. Big job. Bad news. SCV ready. Hear them.
Looking for the starport.
In the rear with the gear. Optics online.
I actually like to get a single Widow Mine, because Widow Mines, well, Widow Mines, can they one-shot Cyclone still? I forget if that's the case. Because they could before. Forget how much exactly it does. Enough to one-shot an Oracle, but that's because of bonus shield damage. Either way. Did he wall this? What a crazy person. Well, I think he has the gold. But somewhat oddly, that's a Viking. So it seems like he doesn't actually have it yet. Fall back. He's gonna do a tank push here. So we're just gonna get a reactor and a third command center. And my job is to zone out these tanks now. Which means the best way is to have my own tanks as well. Because he could easily use my gold against me. If I lose control of the situation there. Oh shit. What happened here? How did you get here without me seeing it? That's unfortunate. Alright. I'm just gonna go take that other base.
Channel's clear, boss.
He's gonna have the Vikings. They're troublesome here.
More minerals required.
See if he can just drop down right on top.
Ready to flutter. Transformation. Let's get into the fight. This better be good.
That's an awkward fight, eh?
You scared me.
This ought to be good.
Let's get an engineering bay. Let's see if he's still sitting over there.
Victory.
Because the Vikings could clean it up.
Agreed.
We're getting a Liberator. He doesn't have a third?
SCV ready.
Getting stim. Get these gases. Distractionary depot.
Liberation is at hand.
And oh, and try to work my way back over there. Barracks 4 and 5. Another siege tank. We're gonna have this SCV on patrol here. Run away!
Vespine gas add on.
Just, I'm always still building SCVs. That's the biggest thing. Making sure I have those SCVs.
Got free.
Just still building. The first priority is siege tanks. If I have to choose between other units. Gonna get some more Vikings to repair this guy. Gonna move this Widow Mine up. Put it up there. Bit of a scout. Is he gonna go mech? Yeah. I'm just building as many Marines as I can now.
Ready to blunder. Mineral cluster expended. Research completed.
He may just hit that side again, to be honest. It's hard to tell. Making more Viking.
Depots. Supply depots insufficient. Overlords. Enemy attacking SCVs.
You gonna give me orders?
More starports.
Under siege. Supply depots required.
Try to tilt the scales on the Viking fight. I did. But now he's got more.
You gonna give me? What's going on? This better who wants some? A third way. Come
It worked. And it only cost him multiple Vikings.
armed and ready.
That was a decent idea.
Ready for dust off.
I have plenty of money in the bank. More tanks. More starports. Any combat shield. Oh my god.
Mineral cluster expended.
If I had combat shield, it would be much better, so the splash damage wouldn't necessarily be killing my Marines instantly. But here we are. Gonna get some tech labs. +2. Ship weapons. Let's go with plating. Because I may just go battlecruiser. Maru has shown the way of just kind of casual cruisers. Like,
Not add on.
combat. I mean, concussive. Drop some mules.
More minerals required.
You gonna give me orders? Why not? Been waiting on
So does this mean he has the other bases? Yeah.
SCV ready.
I need a second armory here. Getting plenty of Vikings.
This better be good.
New technology research. Need more Vespine gas.
Transfer over.
We could use some help here. By the... Been waiting on you. SCV ready.
Get another command center.
We could use some help here.
Does he have building armor? He does. Oh my god.
Mineral field exhausted.
We're gonna siege up now for this one.
Mineral field.
So he's gonna lose most of his Vikings.
Mineral field exhausted.
Ready to blunder.
Upgrade completed.
And both command centers.
Transformation systems prime.
We rebuilt the CCs immediately. We're gonna get some orbitals here.
CV ready.
Cannot build there.
More. That's it. That's all I got.
Commander.
You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready. It's go time.
I'm sending these guys in. See if you have any more tanks? He does over there. Meanwhile, the Liberator. Liberating. So we're gonna try to have a couple Marines out in front. Hit the deck with the Vikings. Liberator finally dealt with there, but
Resubscription.
Tech Labs for the cruisers.
Automatically relaying. Thanks.
This better be
Mineral field exhausted. Army upgraded. Add-on operational.
Gonna get +3, but we're gonna get high sec auto tracking and building armor over there.
Insufficient Vespi landing zone. Mineral field depleted.
Sending the Vikings home.
bad news. Made for. Been waiting on you. This better be
We'll keep the bio patrolling around.
Exhausted.
Let's see. Any, nope. Send these guys in. Keep upgrading. Yamato. Advanced ballistics. Oh, you hit the rocks? Classic mistake. We may have, overdone it on this one. But he was playing a very annoying style, and I didn't want the game to take... Alright, well... The ultimate answer would have been more Vikings and then some battle cruisers. If you have more Vikings and battle cruisers, then you just... you can beat everything. Very simple. Not that simple, but... We still beat him, but definitely didn't keep it at the limit there. We beat him by 1 APMs, which is the secondary victory. Staying within the limit is better, but that was a dangerous one. Like, I think at this stage, well, we've already got Veto Dynasty over Post-Youth. At least Post-Youth you can play kinda normally past the third base. Dynasty gets you bogged down with the gold base shenanigans. Alright. Well, if you guys have any questions, that'll be good. I'm not explaining as well as I want to, though. So, I think that's gonna wrap up the... Like, I think it's still helpful, but I'm definitely a bit off on it. So I don't want to just be grinding out games just for the sake of it. So, the new maps, I think we should get 4 vetoes. Yeah, we got 9 maps now. We added like 5 new weird ones. You play AoE 4 anymore? I come back about twice a year. And, enjoy the music. But, yeah, I do plan... I don't know. There doesn't seem to be too much of a market for new player guides. Well, people like streams of it, like the low APM challenge and stuff, but actual, like, dedicated guides. A lot of people will say they want it, but it's one of those do I really want to feel like I'm going back to school to play a game I played while I was in school, and now I have free time and I don't want to waste it stressing myself out with a game that is, well, more stressful than the job I just came home from, right? Like, I don't know. Is that... Hey, maybe I'm just making all that up in my head. When to attack with Terran? Usually, when you're hitting your timings. This means when you're finishing your upgrades and or getting medevacs out, or if you're trying to deny, like, say, a 4th base from Zerg or Protoss, that can also be something you target. But ideally, you're hitting right as, like, +1 in Stim, or 2-2 is a very common one. So that way, just being on top of your upgrades is the most APM efficient thing you can do, and then you can use that to tie into your attacks. But I think the upgrades are the most overlooked and easiest to fix thing. As upgrades, you only have to, like, there are only 6 of them, like, for bio. I guess they're single-digit APM the whole game. So, but you just need to remember to build them. All right. I think it's time for the Lords. Yes, we're on it this week. I'm gonna burn out on Manor Lords before the game releases in 2 days. But we're building a real town. Maybe we'll name the citizens from the chat. I don't know, something like that. But if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. When should you get actual units of Zerg? I did pretty much exclusively Zerg in yesterday's stream. I gotta title these better. I always think about going back and being more specific with the stream titles, like, afterwards. So that way people can know it's not just, like, Tuesday night StarCraft or whatever. And then I don't. So, and that's all I have to say about that. Oh, man, what game will release? Manor Lords Early Access. But, yeah, thank you on YouTube. I see it here. Yeah, it's the last beginner's guide one. We got a lot of... I actually was pretty happy with it. I thought I did a pretty good job of, like, giving a baseline on Zerg there. So, but, all right. I'll see you on the other side, YouTube.